Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone. I've only gone and blooming got Mr. Felix as well.
Hey, it's Mr. Felix here, and yes, I am here today with Alex.
Great start. It's a Monday morning, can you tell?
Yes.
So yes, the Pokémon Company have announced Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. At the time of recording, they announced it yesterday in the Pokémon Presents. And you saw it, obviously, Felix, I know you did. I saw it. I've got some feelings about it, and I'm sure you do too, and we're just going to go through them, aren't we?
Woohoo! Yes, we are.
I do want to open up by talking about how they revealed it, the introduction and everything, because I watched your video about it. You and I had exactly the same idea. I assumed it was Detective Pikachu 2, except I thought it was Detective Pikachu 2 the game, because the film's been cancelled.
Yeah, of course. I actually started out thinking, wait, is like just the opening shot, is this like a really good looking Pokemon game?
No, I could tell it was live action.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether it's just me, but I feel like the Pokemon Company is slowly getting worse at revealing games. It's just like, that felt entirely unrelated to everything. And maybe when the game's out and everything, maybe it'll make more sense. But from from just as it is, a sort of standalone thing, the whole sort of security guard looking around seemed to make almost no sense.
I think the only reason it was there was to give you like that surprise effect, because you thought, okay, this is not at Gen 9, we didn't get it this time, and then, wait a second, we actually got Gen 9, and that like surprise effect, I mean, that worked definitely, and maybe it is a first look at some Detective Pikachu thing, we don't know, but
well, I don't think it is, but
I don't think it is either, but I'm just like trying to find the little reason why it was in the start, because as you said, it was really weird reveal.
Yeah, it just seemed, I mean, to be honest, the entire Pokemon Presents, I mean, it was functional, but I just got distracted. I wasn't interested in most of the stuff they were revealing. It was a lot of sort of the smaller mobile games and things like that they do, and Pokemon Cafe Remix. I don't know. And then suddenly it's Gen 9 and it was like, I got whiplash. Because it's like, I can't deny there was a big part of me, and I'm fairly certain I said this to Sasha when I saw it. I said, Game Freak, slow down. We've literally just... Arceus came out a month ago, and they've just revealed Gen 9. Slow down. Breathe. Just wait a bit. Jesus, just slow it down, mate.
Oh, hold on, I can only take so much.
I do think that it's too soon to be announcing Gen 9, to be honest.
It is really soon.
Yeah.
But I also think I am really excited because I didn't get Sword and Shield just because I thought that, well, I don't know, I didn't like how it was just still the same, and it looks like this is actually taking it in a new direction. It looks like Legends Arceus was just like a stepping stone for this game to come alive. You can see like the textures and all that stuff looks much better in this game, at least in my opinion.
I have my own theory. I believe that Arceus was made alongside this, and Arceus was essentially a transitionary game. So it's sort of, rather than just throwing people into a big open world game, or maybe they just wanted a game so that they could release more and more Pokemon games, and the Arceus was essentially a, just kind of like, oh, well, we can put this together quickly and put it out. And I mean, I don't know. We will probably never know, but, at first I assumed Arceus was testing the waters, but now that they've announced this so soon, they must have been made side by side.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, games take a long time to make. I think they thought that was like, okay, people play this, and then it'll like be a good transition from the normal Pokemon games over to this one, because as the looks of it, at least on the website, it says that it's going to be open world, right?
Yes, it is. Whether that's in the same sort of vein as Arceus, where it's kind of individual regions, like little mini open worlds or not, we don't know.
That's true. I mean, it says on the website the various towns blend seamlessly into the wilderness with no borders. and we will like get to explore the vast overworld. It's going to be a rich, expressed open world, it says.
Yeah, and that still doesn't mean that it couldn't be each individual region has its own town and it blends in, you know. It's, I mean, I'm not saying that's what I believe. I'm just saying that there's enough vagueness in that statement rather than saying a vast, seamlessly interconnected world. They haven't said that, you know?
Mm-hmm. It looks very open world to me, at least from the looks of the trailer.
It does. And so let's actually talk about what we think of what the game Bloomin' looks like, because I have, I would say, mixed feelings, mostly positive though. But why don't you start us off?
Okay, so first off, I love the starters. I was not a fan of Gen 8 starters. I thought they were really, like, they looked a lot like each other. Well, I think this is like, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited by the starters. I also like the new art style of the characters. I've not been the biggest fan of... I wasn't the biggest fan of the style in Arceus, like the characters, and I just think that it's a step in the right direction.
It's subtle, the change, isn't it? But it is definitely there. I noticed that as well.
On the other hand, it looks like there were some shots where it was stuttering, and, you know, the graphics aren't the biggest step up, but it is, again, a step in the right direction. And it also looks like the textures on the Pokémon are vastly upgraded from Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I think the areas with the textures that are the most pronounced is on the character models, like the main player models. The shirt on the chap, it's very detailed. Like, I would almost argue it looks a little bit out of place compared to the soft textures of a lot of what surrounds them.
Yeah, and his backpack is so shiny.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's, in a way, it sort of feels like they've taken the character model and they've put it in either an unfinished world, or the character model is going to get its textures, you know, sort of compressed a little bit or something to make it run a bit better. We don't know, but it is sort of, it's a bit stark, shall we say.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you make of the region itself? Because I'm sure,
man, I love the region.
I'm sure I don't need to tell you. I think it's inspired by Spain.
Yes, and you guys might not know this, but I'm a half Spain person. Yes.
You could have said Spanish.
I don't know what to say. Okay, so my mom was from Spain, and I just love the architecture. I love the vibe that Spain has. I go there like almost every year. And this just looks fantastic. I'm like over the moon. It looks so good, and I can't wait to jump around in Spain or Portugal or whatever it is. I'm a massive fan of this direction, and I can't wait to play in it.
The main like big building that you see, it's very, very strikingly similar to, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but La Sagrada Familia.
Yeah, Sagrada Familia. See,
I wasn't too bad. I thought I was going to be much worse.
That was good,
than
Alex.
that.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, the main Pokemon builder, it's not exactly the same, but you can tell that was the inspiration, which is another point on the Spanish map.
Oh yeah, and also the house of the Pokemon trainer is very, the architecture is very like Spanish, southern Spanish, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, very, very Mediterranean at the very least.
Yes, yes. There's also some windmills, which could be...
I think they're wind turbines rather than windmills.
Oh, yeah. But what I was saying, I don't know if you know the story Don Quixote.
Oh, Donkey. Yeah, I've heard of it. So let me put it that way. That's as much as I can say.
Yeah, but there's like, he fights windmills and stuff because he thinks it's monsters. And I don't know if that's like a small nod to that, but it could be cool.
Maybe it's a modern adaptation where he fights wind turbines thinking they're monsters. I must... the wind turbine, like, shot, I'm not very keen on because... You can see some, should we just say, some stuttering in the background?
I mean, let's hope that it's just a really early look. There was also some stuttering in the Arceus initial trailer,
yeah.
which, I mean, they sorted that out. which I also think that they will. I mean, there's still a long time till this game comes out, but it is still coming out this year, which is really insane. This year is so stacked.
It's too soon, isn't it? It's too bloody soon.
We're getting Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, Breath of the Wild 2, new Pokemon game. We just had Arceus. We're getting a new Kirby game.
Someone needs to breathe. I mean, last year for first-party stuff was a little bit, I don't want to say barren, but it wasn't exactly bustling, and this year they seem to be making up for it.
This year it's hyping up. No, not hype. Let me do that again. This year's seeming to build up towards the best year on the Switch with releases, at least in my opinion. It's close, at least, to the launch year.
The launch year is going to be bloody hard to beat, but it looks like it could. You've seen the shots of the town. It doesn't. It doesn't look great, does it?
That is like the shot of like it's wiping across the city, and it's like 5 frames per second.
Yeah. And then the next shot is also sweeping across the city, and it's like weirdly like 40 frames a second, and it's like, well, this clearly isn't, considering the game is clearly capped at 30. This is like some dev footage, or it's footage that was slow and they've sped up and they haven't taken the final project frame rate into account, and so it appears to be a higher frame rate than the game will actually support. And yeah, there are areas that look incredibly soft. Incredibly soft. I mean, if you watch like the original like Pokemon Presents, what they've uploaded to their channel, I mean, the quality is absolute garbage, frankly. And at first I was like, oh my god, am I going to have to work with this as the trailer? I found a higher quality one. They have uploaded it, but for some reason,
oh, nice.
The Pokemon YouTube channel is kind of a bit funky. Sometimes I can't see things. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I found a better quality one, so it's okay. And it looks better, but it does also show up a lot of the flaws. Oh, God, yeah. I just got to the sweeping bit. And then again, actually, I'd say that's more like 50 frames a second. But even so, it's... I can't get over the performance things, which is a real shame because the rest of it looks great. I mean, yeah, some of the textures on the ground are quite muddy. That is undeniable. And realistically, I think that it may be a limitation of the engine that they're using. I don't know whether it's the same engine that they used Sword and Shield, used for Sword and Shield rather, which was basically ported from the 3DS, which don't do that, my god. But even so, I feel like this is a limitation of the engine, and it is kind of putting a bit of a downer on it for me.
What I wish they would do instead is like maybe a game every 2 or 3 years, and that it looked just a bit better, because it looks like they are rushing these games. I mean, 2 big Pokemon games in the same year.
But if they were to only do one every 2 years, that wouldn't make enough money.
Yeah, and it would they would have more time to polish it.
It would completely make enough money, my god. But yeah, I'm being facetious.
Okay, Alex, I have to ask you, which starter do you like the most? Speedy Gatito, Fuecoco, or Quaxley?
Can I say them in sort of anglicized forms, because I don't think I could get away with the pronunciation?
Yeah, of course.
I really, really like the look of Sprigatito.
Really? Oh, that's fun.
But I'm a big cat person, and I've always liked grass types, so
yeah,
it's kind of. But then my partner Sasha is mad keen on Sprigatito as well, and I can see the nearly the word cat in Spanish there, gato.
Yeah, it's actually small cat, gatito. That's a small cat. Of
course. Yeah. Is that sort of a term for a kitten, or is it just diminutive cat?
I think it's... I can't remember, honestly. But I am Team Quaxley. That dude is just so... I need to, like, hug him, man.
I think he's going to... I say they are going to evolve into something that's really sort of very prim and proper. A little bit kind of like Inteleon, kind of thin and distinct and sort of...
You've got it all wrong. That's evolving into Donald Duck. I don't know about that, but yeah.
Duck. But Donald Duck isn't earnest and tidy, and that's how they describe Quaxley.
Okay, maybe I might be wrong. But the good thing about this is that I feel like everyone at least likes one of them. Some people love like the chili Pokemon. Some people love the duck, and some people love...
It is a chili, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I
That's
looked at it,
not
I was
an
like,
apple.
that's a weird looking apple. But no, you're right. It's a
That's
chili.
not an apple. That's a chili.
Is that, I mean, I know that fue is like fuego, which means fire.
Yeah.
Or hot, maybe. I don't know which.
Yeah.
But what about the cocoa? Does that, are there any clues there, maybe?
I mean, cocoa can mean like coconut. I've no idea. I'm not advanced enough to dissect that.
Fair enough.
I know Quaxley is like quack. That's, yeah, I'm
Whoa!
a genius. I know.
Surely not.
Whoa!
But, okay, if you were to sum up your feelings about the whole thing, the reveal, the look of the game, Scarlet and Violet, and just everything, if you were to sum it up in 5 words, what would those 5 words be? Make it a sentence.
Positive, but also concerned, maybe?
I mean, at first I was counting the as a word.
Oh, no.
But no, that's fine.
Okay, your turn, Alex.
It's enough like Arceus. Yeah? I've run out of words far more quickly than I anticipated.
No, because I skipped out on Sword and Shield, so I'm really excited to get back into this game. It looks like a vastly step up from Sword and Shield, and also love the names Scarlet and Violet. Man, I'm hyped. That's all I can say.
I quite like the names. I'm not sure about the logos. I think they look like it just looks like someone discovered the stroke tool.
It has a bit of a big stroke tool, but other than that, I actually like the logos. Like, if they just could have a smaller yellow outline, I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, I'm not keen on the font for Scarlet either.
I love that. That's like, I'm going Scarlet just because of the font.
No, I'm going Violet just because of the font of Scarlet.
Oh, nice. Cool. Well, then we can compare and share and all that good stuff.
How do you feel, very briefly, about the fact that they're still doing 2 games rather than 1?
I've always thought it was really weird, and I haven't actually put myself into why they do that and what, like, the main differences are.
Well, I mean, I can explain why they originally did it, if you like.
Yeah, I would love to learn about that.
It was to encourage trading. So on the Game Boy and stuff like that, it was to encourage people not to buy 2 versions, but to encourage people to interact with the game and make it more social. And that made sense back then. That was a really fun idea.
Is it because there is different Pokemon in each game?
Yeah, not.
Okay.
I mean, they will have most of the same, but there will be some what are called region exclusives.
Yeah.
Do I mean regional exclusives? I don't know. I mean like game exclusives or something. I can't remember. Version exclusives. That's it.
Is there any other differences than the Pokemon in the game? Like, I see the outfits are different, but other than that?
We don't know in this one yet, I don't think. But previous games like Diamond and Pearl, if you got Diamond, you'd get Dialga, and if you got Pearl, you'd get Palkia.
Okay. Yes, of course.
Sometimes there are differences, like the different enemy teams there are, but it's not big.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but I also like that you get to choose. I mean, that small thing is, I don't know, it's just a small thing. I'm again not the biggest fan. It could just be one game, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but at the end of the day, it's not like I'm going to lose any sleep over it.
I feel like it's tradition at this point.
It is, but they could easily break with tradition, you know?
Oh, that's true. And they did with Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Which I know it's not a main type, but that was cool. That was just like the same game.
Yeah, I've generally got mostly positive but mixed feelings. I wish they had just let the dust settle on Arceus. I mean, it's not even cold, you know? It's still a relevant game. They've just added an update to it, and I haven't tried it yet. I was busy playing Elden Ring. But they, you know, it's like, my God, just wait. Just slow down. We don't need all these games at once. Just slow down.
I really thought that they would do DLC for Arceus first, and they did
So
a
did
free
I.
update, but it's really quick after. But I'm all here for it. I get why people think it's too soon, but again, I skipped out on Sword and Shield, so I've been waiting for that proper Pokemon game on Switch.
I've just been reminded that you said that the starters for Sword and Shield didn't catch your attention. I would like to point you towards Grookey and get very angry at you. Grookey is my boy.
Grookey is the little monkey, right?
Yeah, you're that monkey with a stick.
That was the one I liked the most. But again, I just thought they looked so similar. Where there's much more of a distinction with these three.
Yeah, they were all kind of, semi-bipedal with round heads, you know.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, Grookey wasn't exclusively bipedal. He would run around on 4 legs, but even so, I can see where you're coming from. Thankfully, the final evolutions were quite different.
Yes, thankful for that.
Right, well, I think that pretty much sums up our thoughts. It's not a very long trailer, so there's not a great deal to discuss. I'm looking forward to going up those stairs on that wind turbine, though. That would be fun. Is it a wind turbine? I don't know. I keep looking at it, and it sort of looks like something that could be a windmill or a wind turbine. Why can you go up there? That's dangerous no matter which way you slice it. But let us know what you think of these games in the comments down below. And I say games, this game that's been split into 2 arbitrarily. And yeah, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you search around in a dark room for that subscribe button, despite it being completely thematically unrelated, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Oh, what?